husband may be famous, but I'm his wife, Jacqueline Kennedy. I was born July 28, 1929 in Southampton, New York. My parents were John and Janet Bovier. My life was divided between New York City and East Hampton, Long Island. While growing up, I studied ballet and stories and poems while attending private school. My parents got divorced and my mom married Hugh Atchmoss in 1942. Because of this, we moved to Washington, D.C. As a young woman, I studied at Vassar College and traveled a lot. I spent my junior year in France before graduating from George Washington University. In Washington, I had a job as a photographer. It was while working there I met my future husband, John F. Kennedy. Our romance progressed and we got married in 1963. 4 years later, we had our first child, Caroline Kennedy, on November 22nd. Because I was pregnant throughout the 1960 presidential campaign, I had to limit my public role by writing a column called Campaign Life. Then on July 22nd, 1960, John F. Kennedy Jr. was born. Then on November 22nd, 1963, something tragic happened. I attended a campaign trip to Dallas, Texas with my husband, John F. Kennedy. It was while driving on the streets of Dallas, my husband was assassinated by Lee Harvey Oswald. Many Americans mourn the day he was buried at Arlington National Cemetery. Years later, I married a Greek businessman, Aristotle Onassis. He then died 7 years later. From 1978 until my death of lymphoma in 1994, I worked as an editor for Doubleday. At my funeral, my son described 3 of my attributes. I was buried next to my husband, John F. Kennedy, at Arlington National Cemetery. Many Americans still remember me today as one of America's greatest first ladies.
Until he died in 1888. He never had any children.